morning, everybody. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. My name's Taylor, and today we're going to be going over our 2025 Winnebago Revel, and it has a whole new remodel if you guys haven't heard already. It's been out for a little bit, so I'm sure you have, but I'm pretty excited to be going over all the color schemes and all the things new with you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting over here with our upgraded tires and rims. We have the BF Goodrich tires. Nice little Revel etched in on the rims. I like the black as well. Over here, a new upgraded running board. You still have your Pet Pal little latch here so you can tie down all your pets. Just a little bit more, looks more heavy duty. Nice little Revel cutout too. And then as you can tell, you have little Revels in the holes. So just little accents there, but that's perfect for, you know, mud, snow, rain. Gives you a little bit more grip. And it has that nice protector on there too, so you don't have to worry about any rust coming down the road. All right, so when we go up here, you have your nice little outdoor patio light. We work our way up to our Carefree awning. You do have a Carefree app that is compatible with this awning, so if you have that motion sensor that's built into it, so if you kind of wanted to change the sensitivity, you could totally do that, because I know sometimes it gets a little touchy and annoying when it comes in and it's not really windy. So if you download that app, you can go ahead and change that sensitivity. Another thing that I thought was pretty cool is you don't have to have it extended all the way out. If you just want it halfway, you could stop it wherever you'd want, just to kind of customize it a little bit to wherever you're at. All right, next up we have our awning styled windows here, and it has a little bit higher of an R value, so I believe it's 2.5 R value, which gives you a little bit more when it comes to temperature sensitive. So having that R value, you don't have to worry about the sun, the heat. It keeps all the heat or the cool inside there, so I love that. And then you do have that bug screen as well as blackout shade, but super awesome window system there. Slide over here, we just have that Revel decal, and then we have the little pop-outs, I call them here. So that just gives you some more extended room inside of that bed, so you can lay north to south up here, which we'll go ahead and get into it when I open this door. But now over here, in the rear of the coach here, we have the new ladder here. I'm not exactly sure if it has the same weight capacity, I have to double check that, but the last one was 225 pounds, so I'm sure this one is the same, but you have a little bit wider of a stance here, and it is always on the door, which is kind of cool too. The other one was removable, but this one you could still swing open, so it's not attached to your door. Go ahead and open this up here. I do have the bed already tucked away, so right now on display we just have our garage space here. And another thing cool for the 2025 is they upgraded their freshwater capacity to 35 gallons, which is going to be up on this side. So it's inside of that coach to kind of help with any freeze damage, to make it a little bit more of a four-season coach. Go ahead and slide back over here. So this is where our freshwater inlet is, and we have our nice little pump. And then you do have an exterior shower, which still has hot water. So you can do hot or cold to take a nice comfortable shower in the outdoors. And then this is just kind of has some winterizer fluid in it right now, so we're getting ready for the colder months. Right over here, you just have another light switch. And then up above here, this is just our shades for the front, for that windshield, so you can completely black everything out and give yourself some privacy. And then we have our lithium-ion batteries right over here. And then as you could see, so I know in the older versions, 2024 and so on, you had to take off this little shelf here to kind of reboot your batteries. And it wasn't the easiest always putting that shelf on. So I like how they put the button right here, so you can go ahead and hold that down if it ever does get itself into like a power save mode, so it'll be at 10% capacity. It shuts itself off just to kind of protect itself. So if you do come in a pinch and you come back and you realize you came back to a dead RV, then you can go ahead and just override that, and it gives you just enough time to either, you know, plug in a generator, start your chassis, or find somewhere where you can plug into shore power, which is pretty nice. You do have some little L-tracks here, the smart floor, so you can go ahead and tie down any of your gear, any of your bikes, dirt bikes, mountain bikes, any of that kind of good stuff. And as you can tell too, if you are at night, you have that light bar that's up here, so you can kind of brighten up that garage space. Another thing that's right over here is one of our main heaters inside of here. So we have our hydronic heating system, which is going to be fueled by the diesel. So if you have a quarter tank, just a mental note here, it will kind of turn off that heater. So if you're thinking, hey, my heater's not working, one of the best next things to check is to make sure that you have enough diesel fuel. Alrighty, now we'll go ahead and just kind of, these are nice and magnetic here, but it's a little bit more heavy duty insulated cover, which is nice. And then you still have the same zipper mechanism, but as you can see, it's just a little bit more insulated, which is great during winter. Now we'll close this up. And then I do want to point out, you have a bigger, beefier custom roof rack up there. It's still the same as far as the 200 pounds. You have your backup camera, and we did opt into that AC, which is 13,500 BTU Coleman Mac AC. And then down over here, we have our tow bar, 5,000 pound towing capacity, our 7-way connector here. And then you do have your gray hose dump, your gray hose. So you can just go ahead and store it right here if you want. So I like how it has a nice little designated spot for you to do that. These are just going to be your sensors for that backup camera. And as we work our way to the driver's side, we have our 30 amp shore power cord, which this GLN should be highlighted green to let you know that it is plugged in adequately and you do have a healthy charge. If any of these letters are highlighted red, just know that you don't have a healthy charge, so try to find a different power source. All right, we'll start down here from the bottom. This is our gray dump, and you have your little valve here. And then right above here is our black tank. It is a cassette toilet, so that's why we don't have a black dump here. One of these buttons always gives me a hard time, and now I just locked the other one, so I love that. There we go. You shouldn't have long nails when you do this. Alrighty, but here is your nice little cassette toilet. Black tank, about 10 gallons, kind of nice, just because you don't have to find a dump station. You can dump at a dump station you like, or a porta potty. Just gives you a little bit more access and flexibility, easier to clean. You can kind of take it right out. If you have a longer venture that you're planned for, you can buy these directly on Winnebago's website or from Transwest, so you can kind of double that capacity to 20 gallons of black tank if you absolutely need to do so. Another thing that's cool about this door, it's nice and insulated. So you can see it's kind of thick here, so it kind of will keep everything nice and toasty inside of there. Another running board on the same side. You have your nice little pet pal there. And then you have two more windows that I forgot to point out, again with that awning style window. That one over there in the bedroom is awesome just because it'll be right where your head is, so you can let in some nice breeze. But it is a little bit smaller just to kind of help keep in the heat and the cool, so it's not such a big spot for things to creep through. And then you also have your light right there, which is just kind of nice to have that when you are getting to a campsite and it's fairly late or you're in the middle of nowhere kind of thing, just so you can light up this side so you can see your black tank over here, and then also your power station, just so you don't have to carry a flashlight. All right, our diesel fuel cover, you do have to unlock that door so you can access it, but it is 24.5 gallons. Our seats, the lumbar is going to be electric, and then you do have another manual tilt right here, and to extend back, or also to kind of bump it up a little lower or higher, vice versa. So a little bit more versatile. I like manual versus electric, so just another thing to go wrong. And then you have some more fuses right down here. In case you blow any fuses, it's kind of easy to get to. All right, I'll go ahead and pop that hood, and we will review some of the chassis stuff and see that new light bar up front before I completely pop it open the hood. But you do have little covers on them now, but I thought it was really cool that Winnebago finally did a nice little light bar there with the cut through Revel. Just looks really nice, sleek. Everything is super symmetrical at the top, with the awning and the roof rack being nice and enclosed. Now I'll go ahead and pop this hood here and latch it. So this is on the new all-wheel drive chassis. So it's the Mercedes-Benz all-wheel drive Sprinter chassis. It's a 2.2 liter high output turbo diesel, 4-cylinder, 9-speed automatic transmission. You do have a nice little place where you can put your foot so you don't mess anything up. It has nice grips. So if you really want to get in there and fix anything, you do have that option where you don't need to get a ladder or a little step stool, which is great. But you have your DEF fill here. You have your coolant. Sliding on over here, we have our windshield wiper fluid. And then this is just our oil fill. But everything is nice, labeled, looks super clean. You can see all the barcodes here for the part numbers on every single one. Sweet. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and look on the inside, which I'm super excited for. It just looks so modern inside of here. I love the wood colors and just the overall design that they changed for 2025. One thing I will show you before we get into it is just this nice little exterior table here that is adjustable. You have the Revel, but as you can see, kind of like the two-tone wood, looks really nice, and the matte black metal here. And it's so sleek, it doesn't pop out like the other one. It doesn't even really look like it's a table. So I like when the doors open, it's just a little bit more aesthetic and appealing. And it pops out. Pretty heavy duty magnet on here to kind of have some outdoor space. Down here, we just have our freshwater inlets. So when you're summerizing and winterizing, you can go ahead and turn those valves there. And then another one of these screens. I forget what the actual screen's called, but it's kind of nice because you can roll up the whole entire thing just to kind of really bring the outdoors inside, or you can go ahead and unbuckle it here. Let it roll down, and you can zip it up. That's kind of nice, especially right now. The sun's really beating on this side, so this nice little blackout screen will kind of help keep it a little bit cooler in there. Zip it down. You don't have to worry about any bugs getting in. And this is Velcro, so if you wanted to completely take it off, you can. Oops, forgot to zip this side too. But it's just super cool as well. You have a nice little loop here, so you can gracefully kind of unmagnet this, so you don't have to zip it or unzip it every time. All right. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and roll this back up so we can just display the new seats, which I think is great, especially if you're gonna be traveling with 4 people. It makes it a little bit more comfortable for your passengers that are back here, being able to separate the seats, recline the seats. Whoop. All right, buttoned in, we're ready to go. All right, so not only did they do a little bit more comfortable, cushiony seats, they also have 2 3-way seat belts here. And then here, I'll go ahead and extend it first. You have 2 different ways, so you can separate it, have a pretty decent gap in between each passenger. And then you can also bring it forward so you can recline it back. So if you are wanting to go on a longer venture and you kind of are like me and traveling makes you tired, it just makes it a little bit more comfy to kind of lean back, relax, watch a movie or anything like that. Another thing I personally like, just being a mom, is you have 2 anchors down here for car seats. So you can go ahead and latch in each tether on both sides. I know with some of the past Revels, you only had that 1 3-point seat belt and you didn't really have any of the anchors for 2. So I love how this is a little bit more family friendly, especially with the blow up mattress thing that you can get up in front here. And you know, you can always get creative with it. If it's during summer, the kids can always sleep in a tent, or you can get creative inside of here, but at least you can have a peace of mind that you are traveling safely. So now I'm gonna create a little bit more space. We kind of made it to our destination, so we want to tuck these away to kind of make a little bit more living space inside of here. We can do so. And then we'll go ahead and make our way in here. But at first glance, all the black metals, the nice wood, new latches that twist, and you can open it up. still the same as far as it's carpeted. They use the steel L-mounted cabinet, so it's not wood, so it kind of helps with any squeaks or squeals going down the road. And especially having this new latch system, I'm very hopeful that even these won't you know, squeak or rattle as much going down the road too. Seems like a little bit more tighter, heavier duty latch, so I'm excited to hear more feedback from the customers as they're, you know, testing these out. All right, over here, we'll just go ahead and, before I totally squirrel and forget the most important part, here is our little control panel. So this is our Winnebago X EcoFlow. It's a 5-in-1 power hub, so it shows everything that's charging inside of here as far as our inverter, our DC to DC converter, and then our MPP solar charger, as well as our alternator. So we can go in here to our systems, do the DC power. We can kind of switch through everything as far as charging, go into our input. We can turn things off manually from over here. You can just get really nitty gritty and customize it to your liking, which is awesome, and you can really see what's going on. Down here is our Timberline Rugged Refined Luxury control panel here, so we can turn on for our elements, nice controllers here, on and off. And then you have your 2 separate zones, and then as well as the heater too. We definitely don't want that on today. And then you can go through your settings as well to change all of the clock, temperature, more settings, day and night. So you can set, oops, didn't mean to turn that light off. You can kind of turn on your daytime settings, set those parameters to your liking, and then also just change the background lighting as far as this, and diagnosis. Down here, we still have that one place that you guys are probably very familiar with. You can turn on and off your water pump, see your tank levels here, and then also your battery voltage for your chassis in-house. So we have healthy charges on either. Here are still the same, so when they're in the middle here, they're all off. And then you have kind of like the high and low settings here. This is our configuration control board for our bed. So I'll go ahead, it's already turned on with the key. I'll go ahead and extend this down, because that's one thing I'm gonna go over after we go through. Make sure your cushion is not in the way. There we go. And then we will keep extending it. One thing that's kind of cool, I know when it's fully extended, that's what gives you the most room as far as laying down, but no matter what setting you're at, you have a 600-pound capacity, so it doesn't have to be all the way down. It can be at any setting. It has that nice locking mechanism in it to hold up to 600 pounds, so I thought that was kind of cool. Another thing I'm super excited for, we still have this same latch here, but they finally did a split door. So instead of completely closing off that one way and making it kind of awkward, I like how it gracefully opens, you know, 2 ways, so you can keep one side open, or vice versa. You can completely close it, but still same nice little window. You have your rod here, perfect wet bath, a shelf for all your wet clothes, and now they're even throwing in some little cubbies here so you can stay nice and organized, that are collapsible too, so you can, you know, put them in tight spaces when you're not using them. And then you have some more goodies down here from Winnebago as far as dump hoses, your shower hose, and all that good stuff. So I'll go ahead and close this off and lock it up. And then as you can see too, you have some vents inside here to kind of help with the heat when you're inside of there as well. Here is, do still have that table in there. It's the same, it just kind of is going to match that naked wood. And then our counter space here, I like the lighter wood. And you have another drawer that also duals as some extra counter space. So I mean, phenomenal counter space for 170 wheelbase Mercedes. And you have your cooktop here. Still the same with the cooktop. You can go ahead and plug it in over here so you can use it outside or inside. Go ahead and put this back on. And then for our fridge, you have that screen that represents the same kind of wood feel. So it makes it a little bit more modern on the inside, but still they kept that same location so you can go ahead and access it from outside as well. All right, as we're sliding over to our rectangular sink, I like the black faucet. It really matches everything else in here as far as black, the black W, black little hanging supplies right there. And then you have some charging, your little pump, more charging here. I'm not gonna fight with that right now. And then I'll go ahead and just unlatch all these and open them up so you can kind of see. Nice little plastic on the inside, so it'd be easier to clean, a little bit more lightweight, but it does have like a white little film on it. And you just have another one here. And then you do have one little cubby hole inside of here. Not that big, but all and any space matters when you're camping. All right, ending off with our last cabinet space up here, still nice and carpeted. Again, love these latches. And then they added in a nice little privacy screen here. As you can, it's a little bit thicker than the one that's up here, so it's nice for insulation, especially when your AC is on. If you want to run it at night, close this door off. It'll really just keep all that cool air inside of here. And then you have the little European style beams here to help with the comfortability for your mattress. And then I'll just go ahead and pop up in here so you guys can see a little bit more. You have the little bungee cords here for some more storage. You have charging on either side. Here's that window again where you can kind of take that off. It's Velcroed if you don't want it on, but you can easily take it off to configure your windows for the screen or the blackout screen, or you can just go ahead and leave this on. It is tucked away up here, so you just kind of nice and tuck it there. And then you have your light switches here, and then also some other charging as well. Not too much in here, but you do have that Colmac AC. It's going to be right here. So if you want to change the temperatures or turn it on in the middle of the night, you can go ahead and just still stay in bed and turn it on. All right, now we're going to head up front and kind of end off this video talking about a little bit of the new dash stuff. But before I forget, you do have, comes with mats now, which is kind of cool. And then you have some more storage up here, as well as this beautiful light. It's kind of really light up everything at night. Alrighty. So as you can tell from first glance, they kind of stepped up and added some luxury to the Mercedes, adding that same wood paneling that is behind us as well over here. And then you also have some on your doors on each side. Same steering wheel, still all the same configurations as far as cruise control, adaptive cruise. You can go change everything on your dash from this side, and then everything from the screen on this side. And then as far as all of our controllers over here, we swipe through all the settings: home, navigation, radio, media, info, all the Mercedes apps, and then some more settings. But we'll go ahead and just end off showing all the storage that is up here and the tremendous amount of cup holders, I have to say. So you have about 3 cup holders right here for each person. And then you also have another cup holder inside of the door. So you will be locked and loaded on fluids while you're traveling down the road. But again, this is a 2025 Winnebago Revel Sprinter van. It's the #1 selling Sprinter van out there. So if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, I'd be happy to assist you. You can contact me here at 970-388-7937. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day, guys.